Okay, hey, we're back on Farm Sim 19 playing Wild West. I haven't played it for a while, and so I thought I'd give it a shot today. Do something different. Hi, Dennis. How are you today? Dustin's in the house. Hey, Dustin. Miss Nelson's here. Hello, how are you? Brian Gum. Hi, Brian. Did a little Wild West today. Oh no, is it out now? I haven't got it yet. I didn't even think about it. Dennis is doing good. Good to hear. Thank you, Dennis. Field 12 needs plowing. Alright, well, I'm not quite ready yet because I'm still harvesting field 12. But we can get it ready. Well, I didn't even think about it being out. It's been hectic last couple days. As you know, I missed Tuesday because I was traveling. And yesterday I was playing catch up on some other stuff. I didn't even think about it. But hey, as soon as I'm done with this, I'll go pick it up. I've purchased every other DLC. There's no reason for me not to get the next one. So I'll pick it up this afternoon. Alright, this is the end of field 12 here. I'm doing hops, and I don't know if there's any reason to do hops, but I'm doing them anyway. Get this jet engine turbine going. All right, now I am still doing cotton on this field here. You notice I've got 23 million smackaroonies. So, and that's all from this cotton. I don't know what I'm going to do next on this field. Doesn't really matter, I guess. I have put a little bit of production in. I didn't have any before on this map. I put a couple things in. Just standalone production. I put a sugar plant in, and I put a whiskey plant in. And a couple sale points for both of those. Let's see. I did wash the vehicles this morning. Where am I? It looks like I've got something to harvest here. Get this rig out of the way here. All right, I've got potatoes on field 11 here. So, and I don't have a harvester for potatoes, I don't believe. Let me get into my garage, but I don't think I did get a harvester for that purpose. That's the tri-bine, okay. No, I don't. I did put the whiskey and the sugar factory in, and then there's a sell point for each one of those. I'll show you what I did. I had to buy the property. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't have. So I need to buy that. So we're going to go up into the multi-fruit here, and I'm going to pick up this Homer. I'll put GPS on it just for kicks and giggles, and I might as well buy it. I've got the money since I'm doing all that cotton. Then I'm going to need a header for it. Richard, hello, big boy map. Yeah, I get my big boy pants on today. The cedar are huge in the new DLC. Oh boy, I should have gotten it. I just I don't pay attention to that. You know, one of the reasons why is I don't particularly like their DLCs. I've gotten most of them, and I've not used hardly any of them. I wait until we pull the equipment out of them, and so that I can mod them. You think it's a mod, not a DLC? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Nathaniel, that's probably a mod and not a DLC. All right, let's see about a header here for that. So we're gonna need a tater header. Wait a minute, that's not what I want though. I need this multi-fruit one. So let's go to potato right there, and I'm gonna make it potato colored like that. And we'll get into that field and whip them out. Uh-oh. Turbine's full. All right, there's the harvester. Oh, geez, I got my truck in the way. Now, the two factories are right there by the store. You have to buy that property over there, which I did. It wasn't too expensive. There's property like that everywhere that you can put placeables on. There's a lot of room on this map for placeables. So if we look at that property, you can see it's pretty good size. And I put a sugar beet factory on it and a whiskey factory on it. There's the sugar factory, and there's the whiskey. The whiskey's already producing, by the way. All it takes is like barley and water. And there's the sell points for both of those. One's for sugar and one's for whiskey. I think that's the whiskey one right there. I could probably use the sell point. I don't know, because I think it comes on pallets. Yes, it does. It comes on pallets. So there's the whiskey being made already. I haven't any sugar beets yet, so I wasn't able to do the sugar beets. Well, yeah, you say that, Richard, that you'd recommend that new DLC for a map like this, but that equipment is very slow. It's very slow. So the way I do it is I take that equipment and pull it out and mod it to go a little bit faster, because on a map like this, if I put a DLC that I get from Giant on field 17, I'd be weeks and weeks trying to harvest that or seed it or whatever. It doesn't matter how big the seeder is. It's only going to do about 4 miles an hour. And that's going to take weeks to do it. where I can mod a seeder to do 24 to 30 miles an hour, and you know, I doubt if that seeder's any bigger than that John Deere that I've got. Let's see, where did I do that? 12, I think. No, it's not. Field 11, where I need to go. The new manure system mod. It's awful good size. But I either wait till somebody does a mod of the new equipment, like that piece of equipment that you're talking about. Bourgault? I don't know how to pronounce that for sure. But you know, when somebody mods it, then I can get it and I can, you know, make it do what I want it to do. I probably wouldn't use the DLC unless I'm doing it and not recording or live streaming. We'll see. I haven't got it yet. I didn't know it was out. I knew it was coming out, but I don't pay attention a lot to the DLCs because normally, like I said, I buy them. I very seldom use them. And if somebody doesn't mod them right away, then I'll pull them out and mod them myself. Although I've been having trouble with Giant Editor recently. I'm gonna have to look into that. That might be a Windows problem. Uh-oh. Is this ready? Oh, these are sugar beets. I've got a potato header. Oh. Well, now I have to plant potatoes. Why did I do that? I wasn't paying attention, that's why. I gotta go back to the shop. You got a new job to go to? What? So you did okay on the interview, huh? Good job. I'm proud of you, Dustin. Save your money and get yourself a PC. Well, congratulations. I'm proud of you. And I'll tell you this. If it's a job you like, then more power to you. If it's a job you don't really like, there's no reason why you can't keep looking for that job that you will like. And remember, it's always easier to get hired on a job if you're already working. So, you know, I used to tell my kids that. Well, listen, I don't want to take that job because that's not what I want to do. Well, take the job you can get. There's no reason why you have to stay there. Just take the job that you can get. Do a good job, work hard, but keep looking for that job that you do want, or the job that pays a little bit better, or the job that's closer to where you live, or whatever criteria you've got for taking a job. Just because you're working doesn't mean you have to stop looking for another job. But I'll tell you, it's always easier to find a job if you're already working. All right, I needed a beet technology, but I'm in multi-fruit. Is that the beet one? Beetroot. That's not it. Sugar beets, first one. All right, sugar beets are red. I'll just leave it red. Hey, Craig. Yeah, I can tell you most of my working life was in management of some kind. And I worked for the government for quite a while. And I did the hiring and the firing and all that kind of stuff. And I can tell you, if I was looking for a person to fill a position and I had 4 people that end up being qualified, and let's say that all 4 of those people were equally qualified, there was no difference in between their skills and their education and their experience, but let's say 3 of them were not working and on unemployment, and one of them was flipping hamburgers at McDonald's, I can tell you which one I'd hire. I'd hire the one that was still working because they've got a good work ethic. But that was just me. Other people looked at it the same way, you know, and somebody that's ambitious and are willing to do what it takes to feed their family or whatever reason they have to work. Sugar beets are purple. Maybe. The sugar beets that I worked for a sugar factory as a lab technician, and the beets were brown. The beets that are purple, they're not necessarily sugar beets. There's different kinds of fruit. But the sugar beets that we grew for U&I Sugar Company were brown. They were kind of a light tannish brown. The beets we ate out of a jar were purple. They were pickled though. And they're not sugar beets. They're a different kind of beet. Well, it must be a different thing then, Craig. Hi, John. How you doing? You're not that late. I only started a few minutes ago. Craig, there's got to be another problem. It must be a PC issue. Now, see, on a farm like this with such huge fields, you want a piece of equipment that can travel. And you're not going to get that with a giant DLC. They're going to do about 4 or 5 miles an hour. This thing's doing 34 miles an hour harvesting. Now, that's not realistic, of course not, but, you know, on a map this size, oh my God. You'd be weeks trying to do a harvest. Yeah, you've got a problem. You've got a PC problem or some kind of issue. Let's see. What are some of the things you can try, Craig? Okay, thing is, Steam, Epic, all other games have worked except FS19. Okay, there's a couple things you can try. When you load, are you loading from Steam? Is this a Steam game? Hey, Joe's in the house. Hi, Joe. I'd make sure that you do a couple of things. I would make sure that you load Steam as administrator, and make sure you load your game as administrator. I've had trouble with Steam before, and so any game that I load on Steam, I load as administrator. Yeah, load Steam as administrator and try to load the game as administrator. I've had trouble with that before. So, and it's not every game, but I don't take the chance anymore. Because it's not every game, the more important thing to do is load Steam as administrator and see if that makes any difference. Yeah, it is a big boys map. Just right click on it when you load it up. Right click on it. You should have an option that says run as administrator. Let's see, what is that? Is that barley? I need to get a harvester on that field as well. Oh, and I need to go check on the cotton. I'm making tons of money on cotton, I'll tell you. Yeah. I wait about a week before I update my drivers. There's been too many times they'll bring a new driver out and it'll mess Windows up or it'll mess something up. So I wait a couple of days before I update anything. I do the same thing with Windows. If Windows has an update, there's no way I'm going to update it immediately. When it comes to updating even games like Steam, I go to Steam and I tell Steam, everybody says, well, Steam is great because it'll automatically update your games. I don't want my games automatically updated because sometimes there's problems and then they have to come up with a patch. Or if you're like me and you're using a lot of mods, I can't tell you how many times I would load Skyrim or Fallout 4 and it would update the game and I couldn't play it because half the mods I used weren't updated. So I go in and I tell, let me get some potatoes. I tell Steam, I don't want you updating my games at all. And when there's an update, I'll wait a week or so until everything's settled down and then I'll update it. And then if there's a mod issue, then that gives the mod authors time to put out a patch for the update in the drivers or in Windows or whatever, or the game itself. There's a lot of times that an update in a game will break a mod, and I want to play my game, so I don't do automatic updates. Gotta find my harvester here. Well, that being said, my work computer that I do all my editing and stuff on, I've already changed the drivers on it, but I won't change the drivers on my game computer until I'm sure it's not going to mess up my game. Alright, it's soup du jour time. Mainly because I'm going to have a Mountain Dew and I have to drink it before it gets too late. Caffeine stays in your system for about 6 to 8 hours. So I try not to drink caffeine I got to make sure I've got about 8 hours before I try to go to bed so that I can get that caffeine out of my system. Now, I'm not supposed to be drinking it at all, but I'm not going to let my doctor ruin what little enjoyment I have in life. Like I've said before, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't chase women I can't catch. But I'd like to have a soda once in a while. And I like particular food I might want to have. I don't let my doctor tell me I can't eat or drink something that I want. And I don't overdo it. Because of, I take good care of myself, but I'm not going to be told that I can't have a piece of cake or a soda once in a while. And I just don't make a habit of it. If I have a piece of cake, I don't have a piece of cake when I know my blood sugars are high. I'll look at my blood sugars, and if they're low, I'll have a little piece of cake, and I don't have a great big piece of cake. And sometimes I'll scrape the frosting off of it and just have a piece of cake. But I'm not going to let a doctor tell me that I can't have something I want. Hey, Anthony. How you doing? What the hell did I just take? Oh, I wanted to take those beets to the new sugar beet factory that I put in. I put in a sugar beet factory this morning for those of you that are coming in a little bit later. What Scorpion's up to today? He's on vacation. It's spring break in Texas already for the kids. I can't remember when spring break is around here. Good to hear, Anthony. Good to hear. All right, here goes. Oh, that's refreshing. Hit the spot too. I haven't had a soda today. I try only drink maybe one soda a day. I know it's not good for me. It's not good for anybody. Soda's not good for you. I'm talking carbonated. Your digestive system uses stomach acid to digest your food. Well, what does carbon do? If you spilled acid on yourself, you'd put baking soda, carbon of some kind on it to offset the acid. So if your digestive system uses acid and not just acid, it also uses bacteria. Acid and bacteria, you probably shouldn't be drinking carbonated soda because it just sets your system off balance. Why did this thing stop? It's not full. That's weird. But it's the same thing with your digestive system is also uses bacteria. Now, there's good bacteria and bad bacteria. So your digestive system uses bacteria. Well, if you go through the grocery store, you'll see food on shelves, and you'll see things that have a shelf life that has been extended by what? It's extended by preservatives. What do preservatives do? They kill bacteria. So a lot of the food that we eat today has preservatives in it that kills bacteria that you need to digest your food. That's just the way it is. And so a lot of the food we eat isn't really that good for us. I mean, it's not like the old days where you had a garden outside. If you wanted to have a salad, you go out and cut a little lettuce, pick a couple of tomatoes, maybe some radishes, make yourself a salad. It doesn't have any preservatives in it. I can guarantee you, when you go to the store and you walk over to the produce section and you see a person that works at the store and he's spraying what you think is water on the vegetables to keep them fresh. It isn't just water. It may be water, but there's something else in it as well that keeps that salad fresh until somebody buys it. But anyway, you're not going to be able to do anything about that because we all have to eat. And I know I don't grow any of my own food anymore. So I've got to eat whatever's in the grocery store. Yeah, your mods won't have anything to do with it if it's on a disc or not. So yes, because those mods, the FS19 is not a cloud-based game, so you have to physically put it on your computer, and the mods are going to go in a folder on your computer. So, yeah, you won't have any trouble doing that, storing them separately. Okay, I wanted to take these. These are sugar beets. I want to take these to my new factory. So that's over by the store. Just run to the store. Put on your Sunday best, kids. We're going to town. That was a sharp turn. Now, if you're asking if you want to run the game with your mods on an external drive, that may or may not slow your game down. But what you'd have to do is you'd have to point your game towards that folder that's on a separate disk. But this game runs kind of slow anyway. Well, do you have a Steam icon on your PC? Okay, now this mod is showing it says sugar cane and sugar beets. Now, the thing that I'm wondering about, if you notice the sugar cane sign on that pole right there, there is no digits in that reader. And I'm wondering if this thing actually doesn't do sugar cane. All right, let's see here. Yep, see, it's already making sugar. So we got sugar on the pad there. You mean on your taskbar? Is that what you're talking about? All right, someplace on your desktop when you installed Steam, did it put an icon on your desktop? If it did, that's the easiest place to find it. And if it's on your desktop, you would right-click on the icon, and there should be about 3 lines down. There should be something that says "Run as Administrator." Right-click on that icon. There should be an option to run it as administrator. Oreos and milk. Okay, Oreos, John. Are they regular Oreos or vanilla kind? And then, are they regular Oreos or double stuffed? I eat the double stuff. I like both kinds, but I prefer the vanilla ones better. I'm not a big chocolate eater, but I do like chocolate Oreos. I do. But if I had a choice, I'd eat the vanilla ones first. They're my favorites. But I like the double stuff. And I kind of figured one time that they had a triple stuff. And I told my wife, get me a package of triple stuff, because if double stuff is better than regular Oreos, then triple stuff must be heaven. Well, I was wrong. The triple stuff was way too sweet. I didn't like them at all. It was too much. No, I don't play multiplayer, Rebecca. I have before. But I don't, for a couple of reasons. I got rid of my servers because I couldn't get anybody to play on them if I wasn't playing at the time. The other thing is, I don't like to play multiplayer with just anybody because I have no control over what they're going to say. And I'm on YouTube, so I can get my channel in trouble if people say the wrong things. And if there are multiplayer, I can't control what they say, so I don't do that. If I do multiplayer, it's going to be somebody I know and trust. All right, let me run over this other. I got to get the hops off that field there because I want to rework this field. This is a pretty good sized field. I'm thinking maybe, gosh, I don't know, barley maybe. Regular kind and not double stuff. I like the double stuff, but I can't eat them very often. They're too sweet, too much sugar. But that doesn't stop me from liking but hey, you're dunking them in milk. That's the way to go. That guy knows how to eat Oreos, I'll tell you. Do you share those with your brother? I'd tell him to get his own Oreos. I'm just kidding, by the way. If he shared with me, I'd share with him. I had a friend like that. We'd go out, and if I paid for the pizza, that was great. But when I said, well, it's your turn to pay for the pizza, he didn't, no, he wouldn't do it. It's okay if I paid for it, but he wouldn't reciprocate. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these hops because I don't think... Well, I shouldn't say. Does anybody else play Wild West? Is there a brewery that uses hops on this farm that's not a mod, not a placeable mod? Errol's late. You don't see the name Errol much anymore. So how's Rebecca today? How's your day going? I hope it's going well. Yeah, talking about multiplayer, I've said it before. I used to have 3 servers, and the problem was that I would put, you know, each one had a different map on it, and they had different mods on them. And the problem was I had to pay every month for those servers, and if I wasn't playing on the server, nobody would come on. The only time they'd come on is if I was playing on it. Well, there's one thing, I can't play on 3 different mods or servers at the same time. And the other is I was busy, you know, recording and making videos, and I couldn't play very much, and people just wouldn't go on and play on the on the farms if I wasn't there. So I ended up, you know, having to pay for servers that nobody was using. I gotta go check on the cotton. Oh, good thing too. He's full. Who's running the cotton? Andy. Where is Andy? Andy's late today. Andy's a cotton picker today. You're eating them all? It's a family size. I got one right behind me here. My wife bought me some Oreos the other day. I've got a package sitting. I haven't even opened them yet. They're double stuffed chocolate. She actually got me one of each, and I've already eaten most of the vanilla ones because, like I said, they're my favorite. They're my favorite. But I knew that, like, when I went to the doctor the other day, I eat dinner between 5 and 6 o'clock in the afternoon, or I guess you could call 5 to 6 o'clock early evening. It just depends. Some people do. But I try to eat dinner early because I'm diabetic and I don't want to wake up with high blood sugars. So if I eat earlier, I can control that a little better. But the other day I had to go to the doctor. Now, the doctor for me, my diabetes doctor, is in Portland. That's a 2-hour drive away, just one way. And my appointment wasn't until almost 1:30 in the afternoon. Well, I have to fast, which means I can't eat for at least 12 hours before I get my blood drawn. And they take a lot of blood. Now that's a little bit deceiving. Sorry, I had a tickle in my throat. It's a little deceiving. When you go and have your blood drawn, they've got those little tubes. Those little tubes, they're pretty thick glass. They don't really hold that much. It looks like a lot of blood, but it doesn't amount to a whole lot of blood. The only thing with me is I go in every 4 months, and they have to check many, many different things. And so they end up taking about 6 to 7 bottles of that, or those little vials of blood. It just looks like a whole heck of a lot of blood. But that's a long time to go without eating for a diabetic. So Carol bought me these Oreo cookies. Now, I had dinner between 5 and 6, but just before I went to bed, I kind of figured out, okay, I think 1 o'clock in the morning was about 12 hours because my appointment was at 1:30 the next day. So I didn't stay up till 1 o'clock, but around midnight, I ate, 3 or 4 cookies, those double stuffed cookies, because I knew that was all I was going to get. And I didn't want my blood sugars being low the next day driving to Portland, because I couldn't eat to bring my blood sugars back up. So I didn't care if my blood sugars were a little bit high when I got up the next day. And as it was, they really weren't. They were just a little bit above normal when I got up on Tuesday morning. And by the time I got to the doctor's office and they drew the blood, it was down about 95, which is a little bit below normal. But then, once they draw the blood, I can go eat. So we immediately ran to a restaurant so I could have breakfast. But that's why I keep, because people will say, why are you keeping candy and cookies around? Well, there are times when my blood sugars are low and I need some sugar. So why not eat something you like? I like Milky Way candy bars, and I like Oreo cookies. Now, I don't eat them very often. I can only eat stuff like that maybe once a week, depending on what my blood sugars are doing. But in this case, it worked out pretty good because I got to have something I really like, before I went to bed, and I had a reason for doing it. Weird, huh? Anyway, that's my life. Yeah, the only problem is that it takes me 4 hours of driving to go to the doctor, 2 hours to get there, an hour or so at the doctor, and then another half hour, 45 minutes to have a lunch, and then 2 hours home again. Well, by the time we got home, it was almost dinner time again, so I wasted the whole day. I hate it, but what can you do? I only have to go about every 4 months. But I'm lucky now because my heart surgeon and my diabetes doctor are both at the same hospital. So that makes it easier. I don't have to run all over the big city. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this water. I got a whole bunch of water and I don't know what to do with it. That means that I can't haul milk with this thing yet. Uh-oh. Where's my truck? Oh. He's done. A hop guy's done. Let's get him off the field and get that... Oh, I love this thing. Let me turn that off again. Let me get down here where you can hear it. Listen to this thing start. Let it wind down here. I love to listen to this thing start. Okay, that's the idle. What's really cool is when you kick it and the turbine kicks in. It sounds like a jet plane taking off. Gotta love it. All right, I want to get him out of the way, and then we'll go get the get the plow moving here. If I can find it. There it is. And I do have a course set up for this, so I'm going to make use of that. So let's drive the course. And let that plow take over. So, for those of you that come on a little bit late, I was informed that the new DLC's out today, and I had forgotten all about the new DLC, so I haven't picked it up yet. As soon as the stream's over, I'll run over to Steam and buy it. But I don't even know what's in it. I actually haven't looked. I've heard people talking about a new DLC, but I didn't go look to see what it is. Doesn't matter what's in it. But I'll pick it up. Whoa! Look out. Should probably... I did wash my equipment. I mentioned that earlier today. Now, what's he doing? All right, I need to get this guy. Which field did I... Oh, field 7. I need to run up to field 7. So let's see here. That doesn't look like... Is that clean? I don't know if I washed that or not. No, it's not clean. Let me jump out of that. Pull up my magic wand. Wash this thing down. Clean that filter off for sure. I got my speed boots on. Alright, that's probably clean enough. Let's get this guy over to field 7, I think it is. Let's put the wheels down. Lower it to the ground. Unhook from it. I don't know if I can get through those trees, so I'm just going to take it off and drag it. Well, I think that, when do you guys turn your clocks forward? Is it forward? Yeah. Spring forward, fall back. Yeah. You guys overseas, when do you change? We changed last weekend. Good enough for government work. That's right. I always wanted to say that. When I went to work for the government, I used to say it all the time. Twenty-ninth of March. Oh, that's the end of the month. All right. I wonder why. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Ours keeps getting shorter and shorter. The daylight savings time gets shorter and shorter. Or maybe it's longer. I think it's longer. It's just standard time that's getting shorter and shorter because they keep doing it earlier in the spring and later in the fall. Where am I going? I just passed the field I wanted to be on. Let me whoop this thing around. I can't wait till they get rid of it. They're talking about getting rid of it. As a matter of fact, Oregon's already voted it in to get rid of it. But it's not that easy. We have to get permission from the government, the federal government. And we have to get Washington and California to buy into it. Which isn't I don't think that's the problem because I've been told California's already into it, doing it. And Washington started the process before Oregon did, so I think it's just the federal government we're waiting on now. Because the rest of us on the West Coast have already voted for it. I'm still having trouble with it because it messes my internal clock up every time they change the time. All right, looks like Andy's full again of cotton, so I got to get over there. All right, let's see. Do I have a course set up for field 7? I do. And it starts right here, I guess. All right, wait a minute now. This is canola, so I'm not going to have a windrow, which is fine. If I do have a windrow, uh-oh, where's he going? Where the heck you going? Back here. Now that's weird. 36 meters. This is not 36 meters. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. All right. Just turn that off. Yeah, 36 meters is not going to work. Let me just hire a worker and see what he does. What? Yeah, the stutter's there. Who is this anyway? John Tice is running this combine. The early dark nights. Well, hey, there's a portion of the winter where it's dark when you get up and it's dark when you get off work. You know, it's dark. You drive to work in the dark and you drive home in the dark. And I don't know if there's any way of getting rid of that. Even if you stayed on daylight savings time, you still have a period of time where that's going to happen. But for us, it's better in the summer when you can enjoy the daylight a little bit longer. I got a truck in the way out there. I got to get that truck out of there. Get this truck off the field. I got to find... I had a combine that still had... I don't know where in the hell I'm at. Where am I? Let's see, this was hops. I gotta find that combine. I still got some hops on it, I think. It was that turbine one, wasn't it? Well, they call it tribine. Just before Christmas, yeah. I mean, there's no way of getting around it. In the wintertime, that's just the way it's going to be. That you're going to have a time where, you know, it's dark, and then it's dark, and then it's still dark. Hey, it could be worse. You could live up in Alaska, where they have weeks on end that it's nighttime or daytime all the time, and then nighttime all the time. I used to know a guy that worked up on the Alaskan pipeline. He said it was hard because in the summertime, or you know, they would have, it was daylight all the time. You didn't have any nighttime. And he said they would have like picnics and get-togethers with their workers, co-workers, and they'd be sitting there playing cards and having beer and cooking hamburgers and hot dogs and that kind of stuff. And their spouses would come out and say, "You guys got to go to bed because you got to get up to work in about, you know, in a few hours," because they didn't realize that it was nighttime. All right, guys, hang on. I've got to take a phone call, so let me get this thing emptied here. Give you something to watch, and then I'll be right back. Apologize for that, but my wife's traveling today, and she just called, so I need to talk to her. It's a family thing. All right, so you guys watch this combine and don't let anybody steal it. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. Where was I? What was I doing? I don't remember. There's Andy. Yeah, I'm running. All right. Let me find the truck. I may get another phone call, by the way. She's asking me to. She needed some information texted to her, and then she's probably going to call me back, tell me whether she got it or not. Well, here we go. All right then. Let's see. I need to get. Where's that other truck? Get these hops here out of tri-bind. Whoa. All right. I misjudged that one, didn't I? What's Andy up to? Yeah, it's spring break in Texas, so Scorpion must be busy with the kids today. I haven't seen him today, and I don't know where in the hell Bill's at. This map is so big. By the way, I found a... You guys know I've been playing Reeseville. I found a pallet hauling trailer that works on Reeseville. I think I put it in here as well, so let me see if it works in here. Because if you remember, when I played Reeseville the other day, I had to hand load the pallets because I couldn't get them to auto load. So I had to grab them and actually physically throw them up on the trailer. So let me see if this thing works. Dump these hops first. I'm gonna probably sell these hops. I don't really. I thought I was gonna find a beer or lager maker, and I did. It's a whiskey maker, but I didn't find anything to use the hops for. So I'm going to probably just end up selling the hops. So let's see. I was going to figure out where that trailer's at. Auto load equipment. That must be it right there. That's got to be it. An easy auto loader enabled allows bales and pallets to be loaded automatically. Automatically. So let's check a look. Let's take a look at it. Rim colors. You don't get. Well. Whoa! Balloon tires. I can put balloon tires on it. Standard, wide tires, balloon tires. I'm just going with the standard. What do I care? Let's buy it. And then we got tons and tons of money. So I'll just buy a separate truck for it. And Standard config trailer hitch. I'll put a trailer hitch on it. I don't necessarily use a trailer hitch, or I haven't yet, but it doesn't hurt to put one on. Geez, is that windshield dirty or what? You know, I buy a brand new truck and the windshield's so dirty you can't see out of it. That's weird. That there's weird. Let's see. The Mac E7. I'm going to put the big engine in it. Fill that thing out. The fenders out. I don't think I need global positioning on a truck, so if I do, I can put it on later. Know what I mean? Made a Mexican brew today. Should taste like a Corona without the virus. Well, what'd you do? Put a chili pepper in it? You guys know because I had to miss Tuesday's live stream because I was at my doctor. Now, I have kind of a low immune system because it's something that happens when, you know, you have diabetes, and I've got, you know, a thyroid problem. I've got you get all these things when you get diabetes. You get a number of different issues. Now, I know I talk about it because it's part of my life, but I don't let it bother me. And people ask me, how are you? I'm fine. I'm fine. There's, you know, I don't have any problems. I've got some medically some things that I need to manage, but then everybody does. So you know, it's not a big deal to me. In other words, you know, some people, they get diabetes and they start moping around that, oh my God, I'm dying. Everybody's dying. I don't let it bother me. But here's the funny thing, though. I get to my doctor's office and I mentioned something about this beer flu. You're not allowed to say the word, or I'll probably get banned off of this channel. So you can't say it. So I'll just, you know, I can call it the beer thing. My doctor just laughed at me. He said, "You don't have nothing to worry about. Don't even let it enter your mind." And it's kind of funny because if you watch the news, they've got their so-called experts, you know. But I see doctors all the time. I ask them, and they just shrug it off. Don't worry about it. How does this thing work anyway? Tension belts, auto loader, work mode. Oh, hey, it works. Sweet. Now this is sugar, and I wasn't sure on the sale of sugar. So the mod comes with its own sell point. And I think that's it in front of me here. And there's a whiskey mod there that comes with its own sell point. So I think this is it right here. Let's see what kind of money we're going to make on sugar. All right, again, let's take a look. Auto loader can go off. And then auto loader, unloader. All right, it sells. Wow, it's weird how it sells it. Actually looks like it's selling it like a bag at a time. You know what I mean? Okay, how come it didn't sell the front end there? What? Huh. There it goes. All right, so why isn't it selling the front two? I think I might have to be careful. This stuff might just slide off this trailer. All right, John. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Don't eat all the. Don't make yourself sick eating all those Oreos. Hey, Bill. How's Bill doing? I just mentioned I hadn't seen Bill for a while. Isn't that funny when I mention it and he just shows up? That's magic. All right, why can I not sell the other two? All right, let's try this again. Okay. Auto loader. Auto work mode. There it went. All I had to do is get it back from the front end of the trailer, I guess. So there's that. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether I've got any whiskey yet or not. And that might be kind of hard to get into. I do have some whiskey to sell, but good Lord, how do you get in there? This trailer's too big. Let me see if I can squeeze in. I'm magic. Craig, did you ever get your game to work? Look at all the whiskey I made. Sweet. It's like Lay's potato chips. Take all you want, we'll make more. So this trailer works pretty well. John, to try not to make yourself sick. I did that once, John. I used to like Fig Newtons, and I got a job. I can't remember what I was doing, but I got a job, and my first paycheck, like I got paid $1 a day. I was just a kid, and my first paycheck, I went down and bought some Fig Newtons, and I ate them all, made myself sick to my stomach. You got a refund on it? Yeah, I was just in Portland on Tuesday. That's where my doctor's at. You guys have heard that San Francisco, they have so many homeless in San Francisco that the poop is 2-3 feet off the ground. They can't pick up all the poop from the sidewalks because these people are pooping on sidewalks. Well, Portland's getting almost as bad. Both California and Portland are very liberal politically. All right, let's see. I got to turn it off. Then I got to... Ooh, it's selling it. Look at that. Oh, weird. Did you see how it sold it? Now, again, the front two don't sell. I have to kind of move them. That's weird. Okay, let's try it again. Uh-oh, that didn't work. All right. Well, that's just it, Andy. There's videos online where some of the homeless went into a grocery store. They went to the aisle where the toilet paper was. They grabbed some toilet paper, and they just dropped their pants right there in the middle of the grocery aisle, and just crapped. And the people said, "Why would they do that? There's public restrooms in the grocery store that they could have used." They're just animals, I guess. I don't know. All right, auto loader. Auto Auto loader. Auto. Okay, how come it's not... I got it to work before. There they go. You just have to get them off that front end. I don't know what's going on with that. That's kind of weird. Anyway, hey, it's getting dark on me, so I should probably run to the old hacienda and catch 40 winks. Ew. That smoke almost looked green for a minute there. Coming out of the beet factory. Well, hey, the beet factory and the whiskey factory work just fine. The whiskey factory just uses barley, I think. And all I had to do is put beets in the beet one, the sugar factory. It says beets or sugar cane, but the sugar cane isn't lit up, so I don't think it works. I don't think it works for some reason. Right, I'm going to sleep the night off. 14 hours? Why not? Pretty little farm. I don't know why they put the chickens right next to the house, though. I would never do that. I would never have my chickens right next to a house. They're so noisy. That's another thing I haven't done. I haven't... Whoa! Wee-hee! I haven't checked the animals. I wonder how the animals are doing. Woohoo! Piggies. Piggy, pig, piggy. Piggy. Alright, what is this? Animal dealer. Animal dealer? What? Why would there be an animal dealer on your farm? Where are my animals? My animals, where are they at? See, those are... Whoa! The cows just disappeared right in front of me. That's weird. That's kind of scary. I must not have very many cows. They're not making much poo. I do have some milk out there, though. Right, how do you buy them? No, those aren't Reese ones. Those are not Reese mods. They're standalone mods that I had downloaded previously. If you look at them, I do have some Reese mods in here, but I'm afraid to use them because, you know, I just haven't used them. But they are global company mods. But they're not from Reese. So there's the sugar one and the whiskey one's clear on the back. But yeah, no, these are not Reese ones. They are global mods, but they're not Reese ones. That's why I thought that trailer would work, because it's made for global pallets and stuff. But here's the whiskey one that I have, and then of course the sugar beet one was the one in the front. But I'm kind of half afraid to use these Reese ones in here. I might try them. We'll see. But here's the sugar factory one. And here's the thing. It shows sugarcane. But I was a little concerned about it because when you look at the actual factory, wherever it's at. Okay, when I installed the factory, I hate this foggy morning, foggy winter courting. When I installed the thing, the sugar beet readout there, excuse me, it showed, before I put any sugar beets in, it showed 0. The sugarcane doesn't show anything. So I don't know if it works or not. So the only way to test it would be to grow some sugarcane and And here's the other thing. It's supposed to take water and sugar beets. But here's the water, and there's the readout for the water. It doesn't work either. And if you run up close here, it says all it will take is sugar beets. It doesn't say sugar cane. So I'm thinking that it won't take sugar cane. I think even though it says sugar cane on it, that it only takes sugar beets. So I'm a little curious about that. But I don't like doing sugar cane in the first place, so I'm not too concerned about that. As long as I got some place to sell my sugar beets, I'm a happy camper. Yeah, the trailer is, I think. But the trailer, I didn't find it on anything that I didn't find it any place that I got the Reese mod. I couldn't find it. It was on a separate mod page that didn't say Reese on it, but I was told to go look for it because it worked on the Reese map. So if I go to when I got the Reese map, mine is I think 1.3, and I think there's a new one 1.7. Then I haven't updated. So when I got the 1.3 version, it said, here's the mod author, here's my Reeseville map, and if you want any of the production, you got to go to Papa Smurf's because that's where they're at. And then it said you have to go get the global map because it didn't come with that either. The global mod, it didn't come with that either. All it came with was the Reese map. So I had to go to Papa Smurf's, and there were about 3 or 4 different downloads. It was mod folder number 1, mod folder number 2, mod folder number 3, mod folder number 4. And then when you unzipped them, there were half a dozen mods in each folder. And you put all of those in, and that was all you were going to get. Now, since then, he's updated the map and added some things. For example, there's a flour mill that wasn't there when I downloaded the map, but that is now. There are bees, buzz bees, bzz bees. There were bees that make honey that weren't in it when I got it, but they are now. So I haven't updated the mods since then. So I didn't get any of the new ones. I don't have the flower mod. I don't have the bee mod. I don't even. I wouldn't know why they wouldn't work on an older version of Reese. I just didn't want to mess with them, so I didn't do it. But that said and done, there wasn't a trailer in any of those mods that I downloaded. And then somebody told me, okay, there's a mod that works with the Reese things, and here's where the download is. And I went and got it, and that's it. Now, if that was made for the Reese map, I don't know. But it works on the Reese map, and it works on this one. You just saw it. So, anyway. Check chat. Why would I check chat? No. I saw that. No, I haven't talked to him since, let's see, I talked to him 2-3 weeks ago, was it? A couple weeks ago, he and I set up till about, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning talking, but I haven't talked to him since then. Why? Has he been talking about me? I heard my ears burning the other day. All right, let's see. I need to empty this one. This canola. Yeah, I know, but here's the problem, Craig. Every time I look, it says that I have to restart the game. I don't want to restart the game again. I mean, I've done 2 weeks worth of live streams on it. I want to start all over again. Sure, Bill. Anytime. You can send it on Discord if you want. Well, anyway, at any rate, yeah, I've been told that I'd have to do an update on it, and I don't want to do that. Or a new game, start a new game. Yeah, Bill, you can. Bill's getting married? Or is that what you meant? Wed. Like wedding. Let's get some more beets here. Oh, I gotta go check on the sugar too, or the cotton. Oh, I just said I need to go check the cotton and I didn't do it, did I? I hope it's on this end. Oh, it's not. I gotta drive all the way to the other end. This field is so big. I'm windowing out because Bill's chatting with me, so every time I window out, the sound goes out. The picture stays, but the sound doesn't. Is everything back to normal now, though? Because I'm back in the window. And that's why I don't like windowing out if I don't have to while I'm streaming, because I lose the sound when I do that. Know what I mean? All right, fill her up, Mickey. Okay, but yeah, that's why uh, I was doing that. So yeah, Andy. Yeah, I'm aware of it. I don't always remember that that happens when I do it, because every once in a while somebody will want to link to something, and if I do that on the computer that I'm streaming on, that's what happens. So I just turned my other PC on, so if I have to do it again, I'll do it on a different PC so it won't interfere with the stream. I just forget that it does it. Know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? And then of course I just do it again. Yeah, I just did it again, didn't I? Whoa. I didn't remember there were hills on this. I guess that's not too bad a hill. Gotta dump these sugar beets. Where am I going with these anyway? I'm lost. Where's my truck at? Oh, I'm going to the sugar factory. That's what. Hey, no problem, Bill. Not a worry. I'm just going to pull it up on a different PC because I forget that it does that. So, the sugar factory, it made quite a bit of sugar, but it only took about a half a load to do that. And I forgot to check to see how much I made on that sugar. But look, when I dump it, it won't take a full trailer. It only takes about a half a trailer, if I remember right. Let's see. Didn't even take that, did it? Man, it doesn't hold very much at all. Yeah, no worries, Bill. There's quite a bit there. I did read. I got the gist of it, and I'll read the whole thing when I'm off here. See if I can get a hold of him. Whoa! Holy smokes! I might have to tighten the brakes up on this thing. Of course, Sharpies weigh a lot, don't they? I didn't think that thing was going to stop. I think I'd have rolled the truck if I'd have tried to turn in at that speed. All right, onward we go. I don't know how much this trailer holds. It must hold quite a bit. Let's see. I've already got almost 2 million on it. Yeah, I've got 1.75 million on there, or over 3/4. I can't remember what that thing holds, but it holds a lot. Oh, look at it spin. Yeah, darn it. I'm having trouble with that header again. Let's see. I dropped it last time and picked it up again. Let's see if that helps. No, it really doesn't. Oh, man. I might have to get a different header for this. There is a dip in this. There's a hill down there. That might be the problem. It's this header's sitting too low to the ground, I think. Alright. Let's get back. How's he doing? Gotta watch this guy and see if he's gonna get past that harvester there. Okay. All right, Bill. Take care, buddy. I'll see you next time. I'll be back on next Tuesday. I might do some streaming this weekend as well. We'll see how it goes, if I've got the time. I don't think I've got anything going this weekend, but we'll see. Yeah, see, that's 19 for you. That's a problem we've had in 19 that we didn't used to have in 17. And I think it has to do with the ability for the modders to set their field boundaries correctly or something. No, yeah, I don't pay minimum wage. What is minimum wage anyway? Yeah, see, it stopped again. Yeah, I may have to stop using these. I'm using these iconic headers is what I'm using. And I have others that I can use. And I've got these AGCO that I could use. But I've been using these iconics. I should try the, let's see, I've got the case. I've got some case ones. I wonder if I should use those and see if they work any better. Yeah, maybe I'll try that. I'll try to use one of those, see if it works any better. $8.7 an hour. Can't remember what it is over here. I think it's about $11 or $12 over here, but I'm not sure. And it's different with every state, I think. They have a state minimum wage. They've got a federal minimum wage. They're different, I think, in each state. I don't know. I never made minimum wage before. All right, I'm going to head to the shop and pick up that other header and see if it does any better. A great demand at the restaurant. What's the demand for? Eggs and bacon. That's a demand you want to see at a restaurant. You guys still got a half a month before you turn your clocks forward. Well, see, that's the problem. They're calling it a living wage, but it isn't a living wage. I'll give you an example. A lot of jobs in America are not full-time jobs. They're part-time jobs, and so they may be anywhere from 20 to 30 hours a week, not a full 40-hour week. And in the area I live in, which is not in the city, I don't live in a city, I live in the podunk parts of the country. To get a one-bedroom apartment around here is about $1,200 to $1,300 a month. You can't pay that on $10 an hour part-time. So that's not a living wage if you can't live on it. So they're deceiving, and the politicians around here, they're talking that they want to do $12 or $13 an hour and call that a living wage. It isn't. You can't live on that. We've got young people living in their cars now because they can't afford an apartment. That's a lot of money. $1,300 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. But that's not the half of it. To get that one-bedroom apartment, they have to come up with the first month rent. That's $1,300. The last month's rent, that's another $1,300, and then anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200 deposit. That's what they have just to get in to the thing. You just don't go and say, hey, can I rent this apartment for $1,300 a month? Here's my $1,300 for this month. And it doesn't work that way. You have to have first month, last month, and a huge cleaning deposit just to get in, just to get an apartment. And that's not even the end of it either. That doesn't mean you're going to get the apartment, because they have to have references, and they have to have, you have to, you have to prove how much money that you're making so that you can even afford it. You have to prove that you can afford it before they'll let you get the apartment. I mean, it's crazy. It's so hard to get a place to live over here. And I've seen some of the apartments that are getting that, and they're dives. They're not even decent apartments. Now, some of them are. Like, I know an apartment building that's fairly new that they're getting about $1,300 a month for a one-bedroom apartment, and it's a pretty nice apartment. But I've seen others that get the same amount, and they're just dives. I wouldn't raise farm animals in it. Yeah, see, I didn't know until recently that was the way things are now, because, I mean, I've owned my home for a long time, and yeah, I've never had to rent. I think I haven't rented since I was 18 years old. So I had no idea that it was that bad. I learned of a guy that's working at our local Costco, and he's sleeping in his car, and I said, why is he sleeping in his car? And they started telling me that, what it was going to cost to get an apartment. Are you kidding me? That's outrageous. Yeah, that's exactly right. There's yeah, and here's the thing. They really are, because, and they're not really helping themselves in the long run. Let's say they, let's say they've got a house they want to rent, and let's say that the mortgage on the house is $800 a month, and they double that in rent. So let's say every month the landlord has to pay a mortgage on the house of $800. Excuse me. And then they're asking $1,600 a month for rent. Okay, now at the end of the year, they have to pay income taxes and property taxes and all that kind of stuff on the money that they're making. So they're not helping themselves. You'd think they'd making a big profit because they're getting twice what they have to pay on it. But the problem is the government's getting a lot of it because they have to pay income taxes because they're making money on that property. When what they really should be doing is just renting the place out for just a little bit more than what their mortgage is. They would make more money doing that, and they wouldn't lose it to taxes. And, but like you said, they're greedy. They want the extra money. Well, who's going to build the affordable housing? They'd have to buy the property. You have to have property to build on, and the people that own the property, they want to make money. I mean, I can tell you right now, if I had some land and I built an apartment building on there, you'd be talking millions of dollars to build it. I would have to charge rent to make that money back. It's just things are just so expensive nowadays. It's just the way it is. And if I didn't have the money to build, I'd have to get loaned to build it. Long story short, it's not affordable. All right, this seems to be working a little bit better, this header. So I just go with this for a while. I think it's the same size header as well. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. It's tough. I can tell you right now, I've got one of my kids living with me because they can't afford to get their own place, and he's working pretty much full time. But he just got out of college and he owes tons and tons of money for his college. See, that's another thing. Why is college so expensive nowadays? It's crazy. College shouldn't cost so darn much to go to. It didn't when I was young. I was able to work and pay my way through college. I worked in the summertime, was able to make enough money to pay for my college in the wintertime. Well, I worked while I was going to school too, though. But of course, I went to school full time, so I only worked a part-time job while I was in school. In the summertime, I worked full time. As a matter of fact, I've told you, I used to drive long-haul truck in the summertime because I could make really good money doing that. And I was lucky enough to find, trucking companies that had seasonal work. So even if I worked full time for them, I would still have probably gotten laid off in the wintertime because what they were hauling was seasonal. But it worked good for me. I could drive truck in the summertime from Washington State down to Los Angeles and make some pretty good money, and then go to school in the fall. Well, see, that's the thing, Craig. In America, we don't go for that. Who's going to put a cap on it? The government? So does that mean the government's going to come in and tell me how much money I can charge for my property? I don't live in Russia. I don't let the government tell me what to do like that. Somebody's going to come in and tell you what you can do with your own property. So that's not an answer for us either. We're a free country. We wouldn't put up with the government telling us what we could do and not do with our property. And they're getting that. They're getting to that point. Some places are telling you what you can do and what you can't do. But it's more like, if you have property, they'll come in and tell you, well, we want you to preserve the thing, so you can't cut trees on your own property, because that's terrible that you're going to cut down trees, on your property. They're starting to do that kind of thing. But anyway, that's another subject. It's 3 o'clock for me, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I'm a little distracted here anyway, so I want to thank everybody for showing up today, and hopefully I'll see you next Tuesday. Stay tuned this weekend. I may or may not be able to stream a little bit this weekend if I've got the time, and the family will let me do it. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it, and everybody have a good evening, and I'll catch you next time.